Hey true believers, this is Dr. T and welcome to my comic book channel. Today, we're going to take a look at a key modern book that I found in high grade at a local LCS for only $32. Stay tuned. First, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you're really enjoying today's content, press that notification bell. So a few days ago, I had some time to stop at a local LCS, one that I had not been to in a long time because my family moved to where we live now only about 8 months ago. We had lived here previously, but lived in Florida for 3 years and then came back to where we were originally. And so I stopped in this LCS. I only had about 20 minutes there because I got there at 6:40. It closed at 7 p.m. And so I thought, let me just flip through some of the back issue bins, see what they have. So I flipped through some of the bins. I did end up finding an X-Men 283, a second appearance of Bishop, probably a very fine plus that only cost $12. So I picked that up. It was a really nice copy, possibly could be pressed to a very fine near mint minus. And then as I went around to the front of their shop, they didn't have a lot of older books, nothing like that, mostly just cheaper stuff in back issue bins, a big wall of current issues for the month. And then behind the register, I saw this copy. I instantly knew what it was, like most of you do. So Black Panther #2, which is the first appearance of Shuri from 2005. And so this was up on their wall. I immediately said, can I take a look at that first Shuri? He gave it to me and he said, I just put this up an hour ago. So at a very quick inspection, and first I saw inside the book they have the price, this little label, and I saw this for the price at the bottom of the book. It was right down here. As you can see, $32. I noticed that before I even took a look at the condition of the book. So then I knew I was going to walk away with this book, even if this was a very fine minus, very fine plus, very fine near mint. It didn't matter. I was going to walk away with this book. But upon closer inspection, I take a look at the corners, I take a look at the spine, and I'm like, this book is in high grade. So let's take a closer examination to see exactly what we have to work with here. So now let's take a closer look at this book. We'll take a look at the bottom right corner. I think that might be just a little bit of color rub, or actually might be part of the book. I guess I could just check one online that's already graded and see if it has the same thing. But that is a little bit of possibly color rub there. But other than that, the corner is sharp. Go along the bottom edge, everything's looking really good. Very nice bottom left corner. And this book's going to have to be pressed anyway, but that right there that you see is just a little indent from the bottom of the cover, but that it's not color breaking, so that could be pressed out. And as we carefully go along the spine here, see how there aren't any color breaking spine ticks. And then we go up to this corner. Nice, pretty sharp. That is a little dent there to the left, to the top left of the M of Marvel. There is a little pressable defect there. We go along the top, still looks quite sharp. Along the spine, you can see some of those non-color breaking indentations, but again, all pressable, and I'll end up, I'm already collecting several books to send out for pressing again. And as you can see, non-color breaking, but you can't tell from that angle. But if you bring it down to the light, you can see those little dents in the book. But again, those can be pressed out. There's a little bit of dirt right there or color rub or something, but that should probably end up being okay. So now let's take a look at the back of it. So here's the bottom left corner. Little bit of rub there. Just a little bit of white showing, but not too big of a deal. And that's very small. Then we take a look at the other corner. Pretty sharp for a completely acceptable for a 9/8. We go up the spine. Little bit of the ink has been worn off right there. Keep going up the spine. Pretty sharp corner there. Just a tiny piece that's kind of flecking off there, but not too terrible. And then across the top, sharp top left corner there. And then the back of the book does lie pretty flat. And looking at the book in the light, the back does lie nice and flat. And then along the spine, similar to the front, there are some very slight non-color breaking indents that can be pressed out. Hard to see in the light here, but I have some bigger lights that I can shine the book up to and see those imperfections no problem. So without question, even without a press, this is a high-grade copy. And then taking out some of those minor defects with the press, non-color breaking defects, this book is definitely, in my opinion, a near mint plus, possibly a near mint. Beautiful. So as many of you know, there are still good deals out there, and this is a prime example. I was not expecting to walk away with a huge key modern book for only $32 in high grade, but the fact that I just stopped, I had some time to do so, and that I found this thing just says that these deals are out there, and it was a thrill. It was a lot of fun, and most of you know this hobby is fun. It's not just about making money, it's also about the joy of collecting and possibly getting a book, seeing the condition, sending it in for grading, selling it, and seeing what kind of profit margin you can make. And that is a lot of fun in and of itself. So let's take a look on cover price to see what this book is currently going for in a few different high grades. So right now in a 9.8 on cover price, the fair market value is $558. And if we look at some recent sales, so on May 11th, this book went for $480. But I believe that I was actually watching that book on eBay, and I believe that was a CBCS slabbed book. So if we go back to April 25th, a 9.8 went for $569. Back on April 11th, the book went for $700. Another one on April 11th went for $549. Another one on April 10th went for $666. And then let's take a look then at a 9.6. Fair market value in a 9.6 right now is $271. And let's look at some recent sales. So on April 28th, it went for $261. On April 11th, $295. On April 5th, $285. So again, that book is still not cheap, but not super expensive in a 9.6 either. But that would be an amazing return, only paying $32 for the book, plus grading and shipping fees. And then if we take a look at a 9.4, some recent sales. So May 6th, $279. April 14th, $269. Back to February 3rd, $275. So regardless of what this book comes back, whether it's a 9.4, 9.6, or 9.8, the profit margin is going to be decent. And that's fun. I think that's great. So that's all for this video. And remember, comics for life.